A New Mexico cop sees something that defies explanation.
Suddenly, flame shoots out from the bottom of the object, and it takes off.
This is like nothing he's ever seen before. It's extraordinary.
As panic spreads, the military investigates.
The FBI, the Army, the Air Force, everyone wants to know what's going on.
April 24th, 1964, New Mexico. Sergeant Lonnie Zamora pursues a vehicle along Highway 85 near the town of Socorro.
Lonnie Zamora is an experienced on-duty police officer engaged in a high-speed chase when all of a sudden his attention is caught by a flame in the sky.
Thinking he may have witnessed a car accident, Zamora breaks off his chase to investigate.
He soon realized this was no car. The object he was looking at was essentially white and featureless, oval in shape, but on legs of some sort.
Suddenly, in the distance, flame shoots out from the bottom of the object, and it takes off.
This is like nothing he's ever seen before. The speed, the acceleration, the shape of this thing, it's extraordinary.
Zamora files a report of the event. It becomes known as the Socorro incident.
There's massive public interest in UFOs at the time. And what makes this case particularly interesting and different is the fact that, firstly, this is not some vague light in the sky. This is a structured, landed craft.
As word of the incident spreads across the country, journalists flock to New Mexico.
This is David Brinkley in the radar room.
This sighting soon becomes big news. The media descend on this town. There are headlines all around the country.
The amazing story of the flying saucer.
They saw something strange and unusual. It was not an airplane, but nobody knows what it was.
The phenomenon is real.
The influx of UFO tourists in Socorro leads some to conclude that Zamora invented the story.
I think it was a hoax. I think he made it up. The mayor had, on numerous occasions, advanced the idea that he needed something to create tourism in the area.
But others disagree, pointing to Zamora's impeccable record as a cop.
I've heard the story, but I've seen no evidence that that is the case. There's absolutely no question that Lonnie Zamora is an upstanding citizen of the community with an outstanding reputation.
In the days following the sighting, representatives from the U.S. military and several government agencies interviewed Sergeant Zamora.
The FBI, the Army, the Air Force, everyone wants to know what's going on.
The reason they're interested is this part of the US is home to so many of America's most secretive and important military and scientific facilities.
Zamora saw the craft just a few miles from the White Sands missile range, home to the U.S.'s classified weapons delivery systems. One radical theory is that the policeman witnessed the crash landing of an atmospheric research balloon called Project Skyhook.
At the time, Project Skyhook was highly classified, but today, all those documents have been declassified, and they indicate that there was nothing going on the day of the Socorro incident.
The Skyhook program is unlikely to account for what Zamora saw, but another classified project at White Sands provides a more plausible explanation.
30 years later, two former military officers reveal that at White Sands in 1964, there were experiments going on with the lunar surveyor.
In preparation for the Apollo missions, NASA's lunar surveyors gathered data about the lunar moon's surface. Pre-mission testing took place in the New Mexico desert.
These survey probes, when they were tested on Earth, were deployed by helicopter. And this is almost exactly consistent with what Lonnie Zamora saw.
Did Zamora see a NASA probe? While some of the facts fit, Many investigators point to discrepancies in the theory.
Helicopters are loud. And he would have heard that. He would have seen the helicopter.
Lonnie Samora reported this object as being about 30 feet to 40 feet long. The lunar surveyor, however, is only about 14 feet long, so that's not it.
More than 50 years after the strange event in New Mexico, the Socorro incident remains unexplained.
The fact is, there is no explanation that explains this case, like it or not.